Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I use Photoshop AI to edit a professional portrait, a photo shoot, maybe something for your resume, and it's super easy using Photoshop. So I'm starting off in Photoshop with my photo already loaded in. First things first, my Photoshop interface might look different from yours, and if that's the case, it's probably just the workspace layout. You can go over here to the very right top corner of your Photoshop screen, just click on choose a workspace, and I'm in Essentials. The very first thing that I'm gonna do is unlock my layer right here that my photo is on. This is in my layers window over here to the right. Now, usually sometimes photos will open up in Photoshop as a locked background layer. That means that you won't be able to do much or anything at all to that layer because it's locked, but once you unlock it, you're all good to go. Now, you may have noticed when I had my photo selected that I already have this tab popping up right here that says select subject or remove background. This is what I'm gonna do to remove this background that my photo already came in. So I'm just gonna hit remove background, and Photoshop has automatically removed that background for me. Now, previously, before this tool was introduced, Photoshop users had to select the background painstakingly, manually, and remove it themselves. Once it completed removing that background, I'm looking over here in my layers tab and we can see this silhouette. So basically what that is a mask. And this is useful because if it erased something that I didn't want it to, I could always go back in and use my brush tool to put that back in. And for me, there's a little part that I want to bring back in. If I zoom in, hitting Control+ on my keyboard, I kind of see that it looks a little bit botched right here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to double click on that silhouette layer right here. And once I've double clicked, it has brought me to that mask layer. We can see the background and we can see what is currently still in frame. So over here on the left hand side, I have my tools. I have my brush tool, I have my quick selection tool, I have all these other tools. I'm gonna make sure that I still have that brush tool selected. It's just the basic one right here. And over here, my properties tab, this is just the brush properties. I'm not too concerned about that because all I need to do is just use my mouse, click and hold as if I am actually using a brush, and I'm just going to be drawing over that, and it's very slight, you can't really see it. What it's doing is adding back in those pixels that it previously erased automatically. So once I'm done, I'm just going to hit OK. Again, not much of a difference, but it kind of looks less botched to me. Now moving on to the thing that is staring at all of us in the face right now would be my bangs. I enjoyed my hairstyle at the time, but now my hair does not look like that, and I want to use this photo for my LinkedIn or other resume purposes. And I wanted to reflect how I look like right now. The only thing that's different is my hair. My bangs are no longer blonde, they're now brown. Thanks to the introduction of AI in Photoshop, this is a quick fix. And all I need to do is go over here to my left-hand side where I have my lasso tool. This will allow me to select. And what I want to do, I just want to use this lasso tool and select my bangs. As I finish selecting that, we can see these little lines moving. This is just indicating that this shape, or blob in my case, is selected and is going to be the area that's changed. And right when I selected that, I have my tab that pops up and I can see that there's an option for generative fill. That is the AI. I'm going to hit this and it's asking me what I want to generate. And so I'm going to type in what I want to generate, which is brown bangs. Hit generate and let's see what it generates. And so some of the options might look a little funny. It might also just be my face. Over here in the properties tab, I can see the different variations as well. It'll generate 3 different options. And if I don't like it, I can just go ahead and hit generate again and see what it generates. This is what I mean by saying it's not perfect. It might take a few chances, but that's okay. And if there's generations that I do not want to keep, I can delete them in 2 ways. Here, manually, I can make sure that I have the one I want to delete on screen. I can hit those 3 dots and just hit delete variation. Or over here in the right-hand side in the properties tab, hovering over that variation, I can just hit that trash can right there and it's gone. And so now I think this one looks the most natural, but I have one issue. I do not know what is going on here. And so I want to fix that, and I can do that by doing what I did earlier with my masking layer. I'm just going to double click that mask layer on my variation layer, and we're brought back to a similar screen, but instead of adding back in something that was removed, I'm going to remove something that was added in. And up here where it says plus and minus, I'm going to hit the minus, so that will remove whatever was generated on this mask. I just have my brush selected. I'm gonna go in and go over that, and now that weirdness is no longer there. I'm going to hit OK, and now I have my bangs. I'm gonna make a few touch-ups using the generative fill as well. When I zoom in on my photo, we can see my skin texture, and that is perfectly natural. I am not going to airbrush and try to smooth that all out, but there is one thing that's kind of calling to me, and it's just my mole or beauty mark, whatever this is, and it doesn't really bother me, but in this photo it's kind of distracting me, so I do want that to not be there. So all I'm going to do is just select it with my selection tool, and then using generative fill, I'm just going to type in smooth skin. And once I did that, it generated a few variations. I'm just going to select the one that looks the most natural. And one other thing that I noticed would be this loose thread on my shirt right here. So I'm just going to select that as well and do the same exact thing and just typing in smooth skin. And so now I have it cleaned up, and I can go ahead and make some more creative edits. The first thing that I want to do is add in a background. I can use generative fill to generate my own background as well. I'm just going to use that rectangle tool, and I'm just going to select the background, and I'm going to make sure that my layer is below the main photo. That way it doesn't cover up anything. I'm gonna do generative fill, and I'm gonna type in the background that I want to generate. So I generated a palm tree nature-esque background, and it's kind of funny, but not the vibe I'm going for. And you know what? I think I like this background. It's pretty cute. So I'm gonna leave it as that. But if I wanted to change my outfit, I could do that as well. This might be a little bit more tricky, but it could still be a fun learning experience. I'm just going to select my lower half, and I'm just gonna be careful of what I select, because if I select too much of my hair, it will cut that out. Now I'm just going to type in what I want to generate, and I'm given a few different options. Like I said, it will make a few liberties with whatever selected. So some of my hair was selected, it just automatically did its own thing. And now I kind of want to see what I would look like in a dress, maybe in a wizard outfit. So I like this variation, it looks pretty natural, and I think I am pleased with this outcome. So I'm going to be using this photo for future references. So I'm going to go to File, I'm going to go to Export, I'm going to hit Export As, and because I want this to be an image format, I'm just going to export it as a PNG. And once I hit export, I'm just going to choose whatever folder I want it to save at, and now I have my photo ready. But now I kind of want to see what else the AI can do. I'm going to dress myself up in a few different situations. So here's the before and after using generative AI to edit my professional photo. And here is also using the same tool, but in a more fun, creative, silly way. Using the generative AI tool can be kind of experimental, but it's really fun, and it's so interesting to see the process. And as you practice more, it becomes more easier to use. So what do you guys think? You don't have to edit everything about your photos. It's kind of silly, but it did help me pretty quickly. And now my photo actually kind of looks like me. Hopefully this helped. See you guys in the next video.